I was like, all right, how do we want to do this, gentlemen?
Whoa. Don't you insult me like that. Ever again. Ever.
We always want to go wetro rewind.
What rewind?
Here we go. This is how you start it off. Ready? Welcome to how I come to work every day.
You wish.
I got theme music in the background. So anyway, we're retroing for you people today. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, why I'm retroing. I'm already old as it is. But this movie we're about to talk to today is one of the classics from back in the day. Coming to America. And all you illegals that Trump wants to get rid of, y'all understand. So Rick, you better understand.
Well, so do you.
Well, you know, I'm American, bro. American.
You cross the river every day.
To go to work. But that's the wrong river, bro.
Now remember, he's a pilgrim, right?
That's right. I came over on the Mayflower. Excuse me, I came over with a flower May.
Came out with a flower bag on his back.
What the hell, man? Well, nicely said. This is our retro rewind. It's been a long time since we've done one. Rick keeps on pushing us to do them. He won't leave us alone about it. So Shawn and me are here in this hot box with him today. Doing the Coming to America because we chose a good one.
The reason why we chose Coming to America is because
it's very racist.
Hey, I ain't saying Clay ain't bad. I'm just saying I stopped liking Cassius Clay once he changed his name to Muhammad Ali. What kind of shit is that?
Wait a second. Wait a second. A man has the right to change his name to whatever he wants to change it to. And if a man wants to be called Muhammad Ali, God damn it, this is a free country. You should respect his wishes and call the man Muhammad Ali.
His mama named him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. Mm-hmm. That's right. I say Clay.
Get out of here.
That's right. That's right. He gonna always be Clay to me. I don't give a fuck what change name to. He is Clay. He Clay to me. I say Clay.
No?
Recently they got signed to do.
Oh, yeah, they're doing a second one, which is pretty cool. I mean, I'll throw a little movie facts at you real quick. Give me the music, Shawn. Beep, 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 beep. Yes, Coming to America, as you guys need to know, was released way back in the day, 1988. June 29, 1988. Eddie Murphy, you know, and his buddies, James Earl Jones, John Amos, Matt Sinclair, and Arsenio Hall. So, yeah, these knuckleheads actually got a sequel. It was announced in 2017 that they would be doing another one. And on the 19th of January, try that again. On January 11, 2019, it was announced the sequel will be moving forward with Eddie Murphy reprising his role. Craig Bruce, the director. Arsenio Hall. A lot of people are coming back. So that's going to be really good. Now, do you think, and we'll ask these questions first before we even get into the movie. Rick, do you think they can recapture the magic from 1988?
It's going to be hard.
Yeah, because this one is like super classic. I mean, it was before anybody ever tried doing the multiple roles with the same person.
Yeah.
And Arsenio and both Eddie did it together. I mean, Shawn, you just barely saw this movie. I mean, I know it's kind of dark for you, but...
Racist.
But, you being an Irishman and this taking, not from... This is before Wakanda, okay? This one, Zamunda was around.
Hey, actually, that's funny... Oh, okay, we'll go on that later. But anyway, continue.
The plot of this movie, basically it's African prince travels to America to find his suitable woman to marry.
I thought it was the soilless roll oats.
Well, it's supposed to be.
Oh, that's right.
But, the whole aspect is supposed to find his, I guess you could say, true love.
Yeah. Your queen to be?
Queen to be. The queen bee.
No, not Beyonce. She's your queen.
Oh, that'd have been robbing the cradle back then.
Yeah, Beyonce would have been very young.
Back in the day, back in 1988, did you watch this at the movie theater? Or just like me, not old enough to go to the movie theater to watch this? And so I wait till I watched it. Was in
1988, I was 17. So I could have gone. But I didn't know the movies a lot back in the day. I was too busy with everything else going on.
Yeah, no, kind of like when we got older, that's when we got...
Yeah, we started going to movies that more... I mean, I would go every so often, but Eddie Murphy Coming to America wasn't on my radar. I didn't see it till much later, on
So
VHS.
when it came out on VHS.
And when I saw that shit, I was like, oh my God. And I just laughed my ass off.
Yeah.
And that started me on, I think Coming to America was the one that started me off. No. When did Beverly Hills Cop come out?
Beverly Hills Cop came before that.
Yeah, I think
Beverly Hills Cop was the start as an action kind of comedy hero.
Yeah, that's what actually kicked me off on the Eddie Murphy thing. And that's why I wanted to see Coming to America, but back in the day, no one really wanted to go and see that type of movie. There was no one in my family who had appealed to. So we didn't go. And, well, no. You forgot 48 Hours.
Yeah, 48 hours before that.
We'll talk about Eddie here in a minute. But yeah, so I didn't get to see it in the movie theater, and that's a shame. I wish I would have. I probably would have laughed my ass off, but you know what? This is the type of movie you go to the movie theater and there's so many laughs that everybody's too busy laughing that you miss shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You actually literally have to watch the movie more than once because you'll find yourself laughing at the stupid fucking jokes and you'll miss what they say unless you got the words on it. And so I've had to watch it multiple times, and I think a while back. I watched it a second or third. I'm gonna take that back. By 13th time, maybe. And I caught something I missed. I was like, holy shit, I know he said that. I mean, damn, okay, so, all right, so, yeah, so you always miss something. And so, no.
And it was, this one, Eddie, his comedy was like way on point. He was more adult comedy than how he is now with family-oriented stuff and everything now. So this is Eddie just...
Yeah, well, you remember Eddie, Eddie was on Saturday Night Live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Saturday Night Live stuff.
Yeah, so
like Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah, so he did the 48 Hours first. Then he rolled into Trading Places. This is all in 82, 83. Mm. Then he did in 84, he did Best Defense. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Then he did Beverly Hills Cop. That's the one. That's the one, actually. I remember 48 Hours and Trading Places, but Beverly Hills Cop really, for me, got me started on Eddie. And here's why we say this is probably one of his classics. Is on this particular run is when he was the man. Beverly Hills Cop, The Golden Child, Beverly Hills Cop 2, then Coming to America. Followed by Harlem Nights, which is even more raunchier than Coming to America.
And Harlem Nights was also another classic that we should do later on.
Oh my God, that's freaking hilarious. Yeah, but yeah, so he, it was funny. And I remember Arsenio Hall was as a television host.
Yeah.
And didn't even know he was buddies with Eddie that way. But Arsenio was kind of funny, so I didn't really know how I was going to, you stop and think about it now, like, Arsenio Hall, really? But then he had the baddest black man of all time. He had Darth Vader his freaking self, man, James Earl Jones. And then he went and got JJ's dad? Really?
Yeah. Mr. McDowell.
That's Mr. McDowell. That was even better. So, yeah, I was like, wow, JJ's dad and Darth Vader both in this movie.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It was just...
The cast was insane. It was insane that they had all those guys on the movie.
Those four right there, just like...
Even what's her name? The one that played his mom.
Oh, yes. I can't remember her name.
I can't remember her name, but...
his mother was Madge Sinclair.
Yeah, Madge Sinclair.
But then we go down, Lisa McDowell was Shara Heady. No one really kind of knew much of her. But Eric LaSalle?
Yeah.
You remember him? That's Daryl. that was Let Your Soul Glow. Frankie Faison was in there, I forgot. He was the landlord, remember?
Yeah.
And remember Louis Anderson?
Louis Anderson, he was one of the workers there. But did you know Cuba Gooding Jr. was in the movie?
Yeah, he was getting a haircut.
He was getting a haircut.
Oh, okay.
He was the one where Eddie Murphy was in there. His haircut just scissors above the hair.
Yeah.
That'd be $8.
But then don't forget Jake Steinfeld was in there too.
Yes, he
was. He was a cab driver.
Yeah, he was.
And then can you guys, he had a cameo. He was still nobody then. Now he's the shit. Now he's in pretty much everything now.
He's Nick Fury himself.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel motherfucking Jackson.
Walks in with a shotgun.
Yeah, walks in with a shotgun. The iconic, quotable one. Everybody get down or I'll blow your fucking head off.
Anybody move, I'll blow your fucking head off.
That's one iconic thing there. And then the other thing he said, he goes, "Who the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Asshole. Who the fuck is this asshole?
Please refrain from using any further obscenities in the presence of these people.
What?
I've warned you. I'll be forced to thrash you.
Fuck you.
But don't forget, he also brought two of his main guys from Trading Places, other two white actors who are well known. They had a little bit part. He's the one that gave the money to on the street.
Oh, yeah, the two old guys.
Yeah, Don Amici and Ralph Bellamy.
Yeah.
They were Mortimer and Randolph from Trading Places.
Yeah, because from Trading Places, they went broke, so they actually played broke. And this one at the end, when he goes, "Hey, it's Randolph. We're back."
Yeah.
I didn't even catch the pop culture joke there. That's funny.
Yeah, so, like I said, he started the whole thing, I think, allowing his friends and coworkers doing movies with him, and other actors have picked it up. I mean, you see how Stallone does the shit now. He gives everybody chances.
Yeah.
Eddie did the shit back in the day.
Wow.
So you just don't know because you didn't recognize it. If you go back and watch a lot of his older movies, like you said, Cuba Gooding sitting in a fucking chair. Samuel Jackson come out of nowhere. I mean, it's crazy.
Right.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Oh my God. And the comedy, everything was timed perfectly. The way it was done. And everything. And his acting as an African person that's been well educated and everything, doesn't know how New York is, portrayed it well.
Oh God. I'm going to go to her.
You know, he made that intellect on it and everything. Made himself poised, like he was royalty, but he
had the personal humility too,
Yeah.
And then the accent was totally believable. It was awesome.
I think the cool part that no one gives credit to is Arsenio Hall's portrayal as his buddy, who was pompous.
Yes.
He was like, he's all about, well, I should be, kind of like he was the prince.
He was like best supporting actor for sure. He was awesome.
Like really good. His interaction with Hakeem was so good with Eddie. I mean, it was just like, I have to give him. He was on the game too.
He really was.
It's like I still laugh. So even the scene, it's like the littlest thing. He goes, look, real life. Where can someone come to America to throw grass on the streets?
It's so free here. That's what I love. I think that really gave a lot of the movie its comical edge, was that duo. Because while he's just like, oh, this is amazing, he was looking at like, what the fuck? He's like, when can we go home?
Yeah, it was like, this is terrible. We're living in...
tell her you gave her the $100,000 earring. Let's go back home.
Yeah, and then the rat, and he gets scared of the rat. Oh. Or he laughs at Akeem when the shake gets thrown at him. He's like, ah! Yeah. And he stops and he gives him that look.
I like how they made that stereotypical look of Queens, New York. Of being how... I don't know how it is. Honestly, I've never been to Queens, New York. You've been in New York, but I don't know if you've
Not New York, no.
I don't know if you've been.
Not there, no.
Not there, but the portrayal of the way how ghetto it could be.
Well, supposedly it is.
Yeah.
Well, and
nothing against Queens.
Well, he did ask to actually go to the most ghetto part of it.
Yeah.
I want Queens. We're not rich. We're ordinary African students.
Whatever you say, pal. What part of Queens you want?
Take us to the most common part.
That's easy. There's one thing Queens has got a lot of. It's common plots.
So then that's literally where he got dropped off by the cab guy.
And then you just literally see everybody just steal the suitcases and stuff and everything.
The minute they walk in.
Yeah, that was crazy. Where our stuff?
I got some personal hygiene here.
Thief! Stop, thief! Yeah, and of course, Arsenio Hall's character is like all pissed off.
Yeah.
So Eddie's like, we just roll with it, whatever. I got money out the wazoo. And obviously Arsenio doesn't, but he's like his best friend, his like servant almost.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're living in luxury.
He gets treated like he's family.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
So it's like, until the king finds out what and who are you. That was a great thing. Dude, I don't know, man. Anytime you have James Earl Jones giving you that stare like you did some shit wrong, that's scary to me.
That was kind of scary. I gotta admit, like, him pissed off is almost like, whoa, is this gonna get serious?
Waiting for the choke.
How often do you get to hear James Earl Jones cuss?
Not very often.
Not very often.
Very rarely.
Yeah, so it flashes that one scene right at the beginning. He says, when he's talking to Eddie Murphy, he goes, "Have you ever fucked your bathers?" "I know I do."
Yeah. The king. I'm the king. It's good to be the king.
Well, I don't know.
Your Highness,
now I'm
the
thinking
royal
about
penis is clean.
that was hilarious. Now I'm thinking about it now. Honestly, I think I might be wrong with this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he said, "Have you fucked your bathers?"
No, he
just
said
you had sex.
I assumed you had sex with the bathers.
Yeah.
Son, I know we never had to talk about this, but I always assumed that you had sex with your bathers. I know I do.
Still, though, it was great.
Well, that was a big stretch for James.
But his look,
yeah.
I do.
His eyes, they got like that big. He's all like,
Yeah.
you know, I do.
You want to soil your royal oats. He liked that too. I was like, what the hell? It's still classic though.
Simi, his the servant guy.
Yeah, Arsenio.
Not Arsenio, not Simi. Oha.
Oh my god.
The song at the freaking not the wedding but the ceremony, like the engagement ceremony.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was freaking hilarious. Like, he's like, seriously? He's doing this? What the hell?
I don't see how this guy made a straight face the entire time as he did this.
Cause she's your queen! Like, what the hell?
She's your queen to be, a queen to be forever, a queen who'll do whatever His Highness desires. She's your queen to be, a vision of perfection, an object of affection to quench your royal fire, completely free from infection, to be used at your discretion, waiting only for your direction. Your queen to be.
And he just went from a whole emotional thing to just back to dead.
Yeah.
Dead look on his face. So the whole thing, he's like, oh, it is my 21st birthday. Do you think I can go to the bathroom by myself? Most amusing, sir.
Yeah,
most amusing, sir.
Wipers!
Yeah. Royal right wipers. Rose bearers.
But you know, back to Oha, he really had, like, I had to admit, when I watched it, I was like, this guy had like some balls of steel. Like that he just stood up there and saying in front of all these people, did this with a straight face the entire time. That's crazy good acting. Like I wouldn't have been able to take myself seriously. I've been busting out laughing half the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because his acting skills were so good. I mean, I would have been like, just like you said, I would have been rolling.
Yeah.
Half the shit I was doing.
Now, here's a question for you. I know we haven't even gotten to the movie yet. We're talking about the movie bits and pieces, but could this movie have been made now? And would it be as popular as it is now as it was back then? And now the popularity it has now because it was back then.
That would be...
All people would be so pissed off and complaining about shit.
So many...
Well, now...
Well, no, because they're all black actors.
Well, see, but here's the thing, though. There is so much oversensitivity over political correctness these days that even the way they stereotype themselves, because it's funny, we all stereotype ourselves in a comical way, but now you're not allowed to do that with anyone that's a minority or that's considered like high tier on the political correctness scale. So this would automatically be looked at as, oh, this is racist, even if it's made by black people.
Here's the thing. I don't think it would be. If you remember, go back and watch the movie, there was jokes and cracks and everything made, but there was really no racist humor behind it.
No, there isn't, but it's not the racism, it's the fact that people automatically assume that if you say, oh, well, black people do that, well, that's racist. That's where the political correctness has gone. So even things that are not actually racist, it's actually just, them having a good time, just laughing at themselves, that's now all of a sudden racist, because that's the oversensitivity level. So even if it's not even actually blacks that are upset, it's going to be all these people that are grown up in this political correctness atmosphere. They're going to be like, that's racist. You can't act like all black people are like that.
Now, what's funny? This movie had a $39 million budget back in the day. It made $288 million.
Wow. That's a lot of money.
That will put him in the top rankings of the top 10 so far this year, obviously. Yeah. Maybe last year, maybe 12 or 15. But here's the thing.
Jeez.
I think it would have made more if it had been out now. I really do, because after Eddie, well, no, it might have suffered because Eddie's career took a little dive, but if it had been released later after some of these other movies he did, like maybe after Harlem Nights, who knows? Well, I don't know. That might be tough.
Yeah.
Because he went all dark in Harlem Nights. I don't know. It's tough, but I think it would do. I think it would still do great.
Yeah,
I think it would do great because look at Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we talk about how it's action, whatever, and blah blah, but everybody was behind it. Obviously, because the African-American community, I can't just single out them, the Hispanic community also were behind it so much because it was basically, a black superhero that's never been done. Eddie, even though King, the prince, he's not a freaking superhero, he kind of was in a certain way.
Yeah.
Trending new way. It was cool because he was being nice to people, helping people out who could do it, and he actually gave shit about people. He's like being a good guy, tending people's feelings and everything, no matter where he went. The old woman in the subway, the guy in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So he was a generally good guy. So I think the community would have rose behind it, and he'd probably make $1 billion in that movie right now.
Yeah.
I got a strange feeling, and I'm going to quote me on this, and you've got to hear. Come America 2, no matter what they do, however they do it, if he keeps it the same flavor, same type of thing, it's going to make more money than the first one.
You know, to be honest with you, that's funny that you bring up Black Panther, because that's exactly something that I was thinking when I watched it. I was like, some of the actual same story elements that you see in Black Panther is almost like is taken directly from Coming to America. Nah. But the difference is that's taken more seriously, and that's trying to... And that's why I'm saying I don't know if it would be accepted, because that wasn't taken seriously. And now you got to be all sensitive and careful and shit about making anybody look like a clown.
No, that's true.
So
but what happens?
That's where I'm saying.
The only thing I'm afraid of, especially if the new one that they're going to work on, if they, like you said, if they keep it the way this is, the way it is now, the way it was, the flow of it and everything, the comedy aspect of it, I think it would do great. Just don't bring the raunchy aspect into it. Because you know how, like, they're bringing all the comedy.
It was a little over the top.
And they're throwing all this raunchy crap
topless women
in it now.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, no.
Not like the topless women. That was just subtle. It was subtle. And Coming to America.
Well, it wouldn't be subtle with people that grew up, that watched it, and then want to take their kids to it and realize, oh yeah, there was topless women in that.
No, it's a rated R movie, so they know not to take their kids. But I'm just saying... You know how, like, the way the comedies are now.
Yeah.
They're raunchy.
All poop and shit.
They're all poop and
oh, you're saying, like, doing it like
and
today.
then there's dicks being hanging. You see dicks on the screen more than ever. And
that's
then,
nasty.
Yeah. So, yeah, I know what exactly Rick's saying. Keep it back to the 80s humor.
Yeah, keep it as the 80s humor.
I agree with that.
And they don't have to be any nudity, and just the humor-wise, it doesn't have to be raunchy.
No,
this movie proves it didn't have to.
That was smart humor in so many ways, which is why I really appreciated about it. There was definitely a lot of smart humor throughout the entire movie. What I would see that I think could ruin the sequel would be the fact that it was experimental. The way it was done, the way they did things, they took risks and they did kind of stuff that people wouldn't try that's brand new, that's innovative today. And they can't just repeat the same formula, because you can't do that. When you have something that original, you got to follow up with something else original. You can riff with the first one, you can remix it a little bit, but you got to do something else original. If you don't, it comes out generic.
So then Black Panther makes an appearance.
That would be great.
Chadwick Boseman comes from Wakanda.
That would be brilliant if they did that. Especially if they did that, like nobody knows it's going to happen, and they did. That would be brilliant.
But Marvel would not allow that to happen. Marvel would not let even the jokes. Marvel would not let. They would be pissed if Chadwick Boseman showed up in this movie. They really would. If anything to do like from even a play on Wakanda. He's from Wikiland or some shit. You know, they wouldn't do it, or Wonderworld.
They walk by each other. To walk by without saying a thing.
That would be great. That would be amazing.
They could do that.
And nod to each other. That'd be awesome.
They just go bow and then they like walk right by each other.
Yeah.
Like,
that would be amazing.
See, they could pull it off. They could pull that off.
Or they show a map of Africa, and they see Wakanda, and then you see, Zamunda. You know what, man? I'll be honest with you. This comedy today is still one of the best. It's still one of the best of all times.
You can always watch it over.
I don't know why, honestly, I don't know why it has not been put in the Library of Congress. I really do think this is a classic movie. I don't know why people don't like it, maybe because of some of the swearing or some of the, maybe that's what it is, but even the swearing was kept at a minimal. It was the swearing was put in at the right time.
Yeah.
Unlike Harlem Nights, they're swearing every other word.
Right.
But it fits with the movie. It's gangster, it's Chicago, and it's just straight up just freaking hilarious.
Like for instance, at the beginning, maybe when he first arrived to New York, when he finally got the apartment, he walks on the balcony. Good morning, my neighbors.
Fuck you.
Yes, fuck you too.
Behold, Simi, life, real life, a thing that we have been denied for far too long. Good morning, my neighbors.
Hey, fuck you!
Yes! Yes! Fuck you too!
What does fuck you mean?
That's some New York shit.
Yeah.
Because if you watch, and I don't mean to interrupt you, Rick. If you go watch How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, the guy opens the window and goes, "Women of New York, frost yourselves." And she's like, "Frost this." So it's an homage. It's New York.
Yeah.
And you can tell the way his, as an African prince and how educated he was when he comes to New York. When he hailed the cab, he just jumps in front, halt, because he's so used to being the king to get away. And the guy yells, "You dumb fuck!"
Halt! You dumb fuck!
And then
what's wrong with you dumb fuck?
Then they all get in the car, and he just what does dumb fuck mean? Because they don't talk like that.
Yeah.
You know?
What does dumb fuck mean?
And like you said, that's where the cussing comes in subtle and explains like, oh,
a cabbie would cuss at you if you jumped in front of him.
Yeah.
He'd probably hit you.
But one of the hilarious things is he's not shocked by any of it because he just doesn't even know what it means. He doesn't know that he's supposed to be offended by it. So he's just like cluelessly going on.
He's been kept in a society. He's been kept sheltered. He's been sheltered pretty much because he's been kept in Zamunda where he could never leave.
But the irony is because of his personality type, because of the kind of character, the kind of person he became, that he was kind of rebelling against getting so pandered to and everything given over to him all the time. So he actually was like, oh, real work, real hard stuff. Like he was really happy about it.
The thing is, if his dad did that, his dad would have had Ohan stab the cab driver.
Yeah. Oh, he would have.
Because James Earl Jones was all about regalness. He was, I'm the shit. You are beneath me.
Yeah. Oh, he literally was.
He played that part well.
He did. He did
an
awesome job.
That's why I'm saying if he came to America,
it would not have been the same.
It would have worked out. It would have been totally different.
Yeah. But then he wouldn't have walked in front of the taxi either.
Yeah, because in the movie when he came to America to find out what's happening with his son, why they need the money, you realize they had limo, they had police escorts, they blocked off the streets, they had
that theme music,
going everywhere.
Pull up to the Waldorf Astoria. Has his royal.
Flowers being thrown at rose petals.
What is that, velvet?
You know, like you said, he had that stature like that.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to say to you of this movie, what is the most iconic scene to you right now of the whole movie? What was your iconic scene, Shawn? We'll go with you first because I know where you're going.
Most iconic scene.
What's the scene that the first thing you think of about coming to America? That's what you think of. Someone says, "Come to America." What do you think of? What scene?
Oh man, it would definitely have to be the part that he's standing out on the balcony of his apartment. He's just like, "Good morning, my neighbors. I love America." That part is just friggin' hilarious. and like, you know, we just quoted that where he's like, the guy's like, "Hey, fuck you, yes, fuck you too." It's just
I know what yours
awesome.
is gonna be.
What?
Randy Watson.
No,
really? No, the Barbers.
The Barbers. The Barbers is a portrayal of almost what you would say a normal neighborhood talk would be.
And here's the funny thing. I went to a barbershop, a black barbershop with my friend Corey from work. It is, I shit you not, almost seriously to that right there. Because the two barbers that we were in, this just real quick, the two barbers we went to, fucking hilarious. It's like, first of all, I was like, what you guys need? Haircut. All right, take a seat then. And they just start talking, him and the other barber talking shit to each other, talking shit to the guy in the car, and they're talking about wrestling. One guy goes, "Hello," he's like Val Venus and shit. I was like, "What the fuck?" And we just started having a great conversation. It was like the best haircut and best time I ever had at the barbershop. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, you know, it is a real thing because, like, my first introduction to that whole like barbershop thing and the way they were kind of community, the way they kind of do things was like Luke Cage. And then I listened to Kevin Hart's whole biography. You know, I can't make this shit up. And he talked about how important that actually was. Going to the barbershop was where they would actually do the going back and forth and sharpening his wit and seeing if he was actually really funny was there. So when he went out to like L.A., he had to try to find that again over there. So it's a real thing, you know. It's very tight knit, very tight knit in their community.
And I thought you were going to be Randy Watson for sure.
No, Randy Watson is hilarious, but the barbershop scene, if you think about it, is iconic in this movie because it's where Akeem gets his inspiration on where to go to try to find where he needs to go.
That's true.
It's where he goes to get advice.
Yeah.
Because it's where it may be funny on how they were talking. It's like just...
But you know, it's interesting because he did find his way there.
Yeah. And all the guys are older gentlemen.
And they did kind of direct them.
Like give them... They're like just being wise. Even though they're wisecracking and everything and their stupid antics that they do.
And where does the king go?
To them to find out where he's at.
Yeah.
So that's the iconic part of the whole scene.
So that's the nucleus. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That's the middle, the center of the universe.
Cultural nucleus.
The center of the universe, right to the barbershop.
Yeah.
See, that was going to be my answer, but my answer was going to be the barbershop because it was probably some of the greatest banter ever of all time, I've thought, between Arsenio Hall, Eddie Murphy, twice, and the other guy. I can't think of the gentleman that was in it. But
Eddie Murphy 3 times.
Yeah, that's right. It was just great. And they talk about boxing. It was just amazing. And they're talking about all this other... It's just like, this is just some of the funniest
It was perfect.
Yeah.
My second iconic moment for me was the Randy Watson shit tied with the slow So Glow stuff.
Yeah.
I cannot stop. Every time I hear Coming to America, those are the first things I hear. Always, every single time I hear just let your soul glow.
Every time I see him, I think of Prince. That's why every time I see him out there, I was like, is that Prince? What the hell?
Just let your soul.
The whole family with the girl.
Yo, when they get off the couch,
yes.
Oh, the sweat's all in the back there.
The oil stain.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, I love the fact that there's so much to it. It's just a lot of cultural richness, that's there. Like so much about. More young people these days need to let their hair go natural. It's like I love it because I know people just like these guys and they're freaking hilarious.
So as we know through movies we watch nowadays, sometimes the best supporting actors or the female actor, not the lead actor, sometimes steals the show.
Yeah.
Did you guys feel that anybody else other than Akeem, one of the other characters maybe portrayed, or somebody else could have stole the show?
Even though it was the same actor, but yeah. The
Barbers?
They could actually do a sitcom with just the Barbers, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
They could. That would actually almost be a better idea than trying to make a second movie, would just be making something centered around the Barbers.
And I will tell you my person who I thought who could have stole the show if they had more of him on it. The Reverend.
Oh, yeah.
Who's Arsenio Hall, I believe.
Actually, I'll say who I think could have stolen it would have been James Earl Jones, to be honest. Because that magnetism, the charisma he carries on screen. If they put him in more, that's what I'm saying. Like, whenever he's on there, it's like, you're standing at attention. Like, this dude carries that just, like, presence that's just like, holy crap. Which is, like, why when you're saying, when he's coming on pissed off, it's like, whoa! You're almost scared for Akeem. Like, holy crap, is this guy going to kill him? Like, it's his own son, but geez.
Yeah. No. This is more of a trivia now, kind of moment here. Mm-hmm. But James Earl Jones and his wife.
Oh, Matt Sinclair.
Matt Sinclair. Did you know that they also played the king and queen in Lion King?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh wow.
That was Simba's mom and dad.
I knew that James Earl Jones, but I didn't know her.
Yeah,
Dang,
she was.
That's crazy. Wow, all these movies are like having all these tie-ins, these African-based movies. That's crazy.
Because when you start seeing something like that, it's chemistry. That's a chemistry thing there.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's really good. I mean, you watch Wahlberg and freaking, Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
They got some great chemistry.
They do. They do great together.
So you see, this is why I think Kevin Hart and The Rock should do more movies together.
Yeah.
I think they're really good together.
I agree.
But yeah, first of all, Matt Sinclair is an amazing actress. We'll put that out there right now. James Earl Jones, by far, is probably one of the most iconics you'll ever know. Obviously, everybody knows him from Darth Vader. Clear and Present Danger. I could continue on with anything he's been in. Yeah. I love James Earl Jones. I really do. He's one of my favorite actors. And The Voice.
Yeah.
Him, Sam Elliott, and I can't think who else has a voice like that I love. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, those are two of the most iconic actors because of their voice. You remember Sam Elliott from Ghost Rider. They Bonehead.
Yeah.
Tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. They have those voices. As soon as you hear it, you know who they are.
Every time.
Let's talk about another iconic part of the movie.
Okay.
McDowell's.
They're making fun of McDonald's?
Making fun of McDonald's. Now, here's a little trivia for you.
Okay.
Did you know that the building that they used for McDowell's
was a McDonald's?
Was a Wendy's.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
That's a joke in itself. Damn.
Uh-huh.
Yep, it's a Wendy's that was on Queens Boulevard that they renovated to make it look like a...
Instead of the golden arches, we got the golden arcs.
And then, to top it all off, the menu, the actual menu that was up there, was a Wendy's menu.
No shit. That's freaking hilarious.
Man, I bet you, because of how serious those corporations were back then, how serious the CEOs and everything were about image, they didn't have the same kind of sensibilities of today of like all press is good press. They're just always like, we got to keep the name respectable. I bet you they pissed off the CEO of Wendy's and McDonald's in that movie.
Well,
the people, you know what's funny? You say that shit? The CEOs of the Burger Wars were legit.
Yeah, back then.
Oh my God. You were like spitting in McDonald's face if you even mentioned Burger King or somebody like that.
Well, they took themselves very seriously back then.
So it was funny. And it's funny. And you see it in here.
Yeah.
Because, when he's trying to have Akeem and Simi clean the windows and the guy's taking pictures.
Yeah.
The
McDonald's people.
Yeah,
like trying to get dirt on him or something. Yeah.
trying to make sure, you're copyrighting, you're copying us, And it's funny how he made them subtle changes.
Yeah.
They got the Big Mac, we got the Big Mick.
Yeah.
We don't have Sesame Street.
Two meat all beef patties on a regular bun.
It was always just, everything was the same. It's just one subtle thing different. That way he would say, I ain't copy you. I did it this way. Even though, flat out, he copied McDonald's. And then later on, you see him sitting there with the McDonald's thing. Look. It's not the McDonald's people, is it?
Mr. McDowell?
Yeah.
There's some people here to see you.
They're not from McDonald's, are they?
I don't think so.
See, I thought he was looking at porn. I didn't realize it was a McDonald's thing.
Yeah, that's even funnier.
That's the thing I caught.
I missed that.
That's the thing I caught after watching it multiple times. Oh my god, that's what he was looking at.
Yeah, the first thing I saw that I caught that the first time I saw it. So
I didn't see that.
I was like, he's looking at a McDonald's thing.
I didn't catch that until now. And I saw it again multiple times. Like, that makes sense.
Yeah, there is a lot of subtle comedy in this movie. That's one of the reasons why I would definitely give it a very high rating, is because there's just so much. There's so much richness throughout the entire thing. Every little thing that they do, it's like it has a reason, and you don't realize it and register it until you really watch and you pay attention.
This is one of the movies that if I was to rank it right now, I give it an 8. I would almost say a 9, but I know the Academy and the Golden Globes. Well, the Golden Globes may have given them one, but not really. But I give it an 8 because it's just enjoyable. You can sit down and watch this shit anytime you want to, and you can watch it over and over again from the beginning, and it still doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If it's on cable, you'll watch it. If it's on DirecTV, if it's on regular TV, you don't watch it.
Yeah,
because you don't want the or the muffled or the changing of the words like yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. No, I don't want that shit. No, that doesn't work for me. You can't take away from it. It's just, anytime this movie's on, I watch it. Even if it's already halfway over, I still watch it. It does not matter. Or if I'm about to go somewhere, I'll watch it until I have to leave. My wife goes, didn't you see this movie like 1,000 times? This movie's just classic. You just don't know. This is Eddie Murphy at his prime. He's still starting up, but he was like top of his game.
Yeah. I have to agree now. Like, if I was taking this just purely off of like the comedy aspect of it, I wouldn't really give it that high. I'd only be giving it like a 6 because to me, I love the kind of humor. Don't get me wrong. I love the smart humor. But it's the kind of stuff that just kind of makes me smile. It doesn't really make me bust out laughing. But it's like Rick and Morty. I don't sit there and laugh my ass off at Rick and Morty. But I watch it and I enjoy it a lot because I'm like the intellectual humor. Like, I saw that. It's the good writing. What, for me, gives this, like, definitely up to 8, 8.5 even maybe, is the fact that it is just so perfect as a movie. The culture is pristine. It is so right on. Like, all you got to do is listen to some guys like Kevin Hart and listen to some of the people that actually have grown up around in the East Coast, whether it's Philly or New York or whatever, NYC, if you know what these people actually grew up in and what's actually real black culture, it was so spot on with a lot of that. And the way that they did their humor, it was not disrespectful. It was funny. It was genuinely funny. It wasn't making unfair caricatures or anything. It was taking things that are actually true and then just stylizing them a little bit with his own personal wit.
I will agree with you on that. There are some funny bust out laughing, piss your pants moments, but there's a lot of moments where you're laughing and chuckling, like you said, the smart humor, whatever, and it makes you feel good inside. You have that inner smile. It comes out from the inside and you're smiling. You're smiling at the TV while you're watching the movie because it's funny.
Yeah.
And then there's those moments where he gives the old woman the earrings and she smiles.
Yeah.
And that's a feel good moment.
Yes.
Plus, the movie flowed.
It does.
Yes. Even when it goes from him to the barbers back to here, it flows perfectly. You can't say that about a lot of movies.
No.
And to be honest, like, his character is so fascinating. There's not a lot of it's almost like its own hero archetype because there's nobody else that's like Akeem in any other movies or anything else that you see. Like, the closest thing would have to be like T'Challa, Black Panther. Like, that's the closest thing you could even get. So it's kind of like he invented that role before it even happened.
The only thing they could have done, which probably would have pushed this even more, is just when him and the girl, they finally go their own ways on the subway. If they'd have made that a little bit more dramatic and made you really reach down into your heartstrings, because that was heartful. That hurt. They pulled your heartstrings a little bit. But if they do like they do in some of the movies now, where it really gets your heartstrings going, this movie might have won a goddamn
Well, you know,
Oscar.
to be honest, when I saw that, I really thought, because I haven't seen this movie, I haven't read any synopsises, I didn't ruin it for me because when I saw it, I wanted it to be just a pure, authentic experience. I was like, are they going to end this like a freaking Chinese tragedy? Is this really going to be like he's not even going to get the girl? I was like, what? Like, that actually had me tripping, had me going, like, is that really how it ends up? No. And then, you know, you find out before even the veil, obviously. You see what's going on beforehand, because when the wife talks to his dad, then it's like, oh, okay, so this isn't going to end that way after all. But that moment and the parting of the sub and how sad he is, and even like when he's there and he's just like he's so despondent that he's already giving in, like, okay, fine, I'll marry her or whatever. And you know, even as he's pulling off the veil, he's just, you know, staying solemn, but you know, trying to just keep his dignity. And then sees it's her. His face lighting up was priceless. It was like, what?
Dad.
Now let's talk about the dad, McDowell, Mr. McDowell.
Classic.
You know, we've always seen him in Good Times, and then you see him in here. But he typically, if you think about it, back then, that was the typical American dad that wanted the best for his daughters. Mm-hmm. Knowing that he came out of poverty, he's always trying to find that rich person that he wants his daughters.
Because he doesn't want his daughter to struggle. He didn't want his daughter to live worse than him.
His biggest fear is that she would have to go through the same things that they went through.
He had the same character, even though he wasn't rich on Good Times.
Yeah.
His character always wanted J.J., Michael, and Felicia to have the best. Yeah. He wanted them to be the best. He wasn't out there finding them anybody what they wanted, but he wanted them to do better.
Yeah.
So it was just another played character for him to do it again. And here's the fun thing, and I can honestly say this, and I can probably I'll say this about myself. I can't say about you guys yet because you're not dads, but dads want their children to be successful. Dads want their kids to have more than them, don't want them to struggle. I have many friends who are African American, and I will use one of my buddies right now. He worked his butt to the bone. He lives in a beautiful house, has a lot of money and everything else. Make sure his kids has everything they need, but he's not going to give it to them. They're working for it. He's making them work for it, and his kids, surprised. I mean, they bust their butts. They're making their own successful futures and everything else. Yeah. Shawn said this a long, long time ago, and we never really reiterated on it much more. And a lot of people don't really know this. Some people think they know, but they don't know. Family dynamics within a Hispanic family, within a black family, and and I'm going to say white families, are very strong. People don't really get how. I mean, if you come from a tight family, and Shawn's a good example. You come from a good family, that dynamic is powerful. They're there to push you and make sure you do something, and they're not going to let you fail. They're there to pick you up when you fall down. They're not going to baby your ass, as Rick will tell you. We're not going to get babied. We'll help you back up. But you're going to have to be a man to push on yourself. If you're the girl, you're going to have to do it. We're not going to raise you to rely on a man. You're going to be able to stand on your own 2 feet.
Yeah.
One thing that my friend, I don't want to say his name. I'll say his name. On his first name. Brian. I respect the hell out of him. He is 12 years older than me, maybe 13, I think now. He rides his bike in a MS-150. He's a strong, a good husband, a very good father. I have nothing but respect for this man. And he's African American, and he is very respectful to his wife and his children. And his children are great. And so I can understand the father to the Akeem, and how the family thing dynamic works. It's really cool. It really is. I mean, Hispanic families have a tendency to treat their sons like little princes, and treat the little girls like little princesses. But that doesn't mean you're going to get the world.
Right.
It depends on how the family was raised.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, Rick's mom didn't give him shit on a silver platter. You stupid. Get in there and wash the dishes, Rick. Might get in there and help him. There's multiple times I was in there washing dishes with him. And I was just spending the night.
Yeah.
You don't get a free pass. Get your ass in there and wash dishes.
Yeah.
It helps.
It does. Because, I mean, in the big picture, the big scheme of things, you know, with tight-knit families, usually what ends up happening is there is more of that sense of there is a bigger picture and there's more to life than just you. And we love you, but you've got to be able to take care of yourself and take care of others. You've got to be about more than just yourself, because you're not going to do well in life if you're all about yourself.
And bringing it back to Rick's characterization of John Amos, I mean, the dad, Mr. McDowell, he worked his butt. You could tell. He worked hard, even though he was copywriting. He refused. He wanted his daughters not to live that way.
Yeah.
No matter where was the mother? They didn't have a mother, did they?
Well, it was like a visceral fear for him, because he was doing like the problem thing of actually sheltering them too much and not letting them do anything, because to him it was like literally like he was like trying to erase what he went through in their lifetime and by what they were actually living up. But you could understand at first as you're dealing with him, it's kind of like, man, this guy's kind of an asshole. But then as the story develops and you realize, oh, he's really just, really concerned for his daughter.
Yeah, he portrays it looks like he's an asshole because it looks like he's all about the money.
Yeah.
He has his own money, but he doesn't want his kids to struggle that way. And you see him talking to his daughters. The only thing that was interesting was the fact that when Daryl, after Hakeem, he found out about Hakeem and his money, he kicked Daryl to the side.
He's like, don't you get it? She's not interested.
That was the funny part. Like, oh my God, now you look like a gold digger. You went from being a respectable dad to want everything for his kids, now you're a gold digger.
But then when he's kicking his ass out and kissing up to the king and queen, and then when they're like, well, this man and his daughter isn't good enough for me and for my son, then all of a sudden the dad rises up like, hold on 1 minute. Like,
put my foot in your royal ass.
Break my foot off in your royal ass.
Oh, hon, how much? $1 million.
It's like, you can't pay me enough.
Ridiculous. $2 million.
I know you have been inconvenienced, and I'm prepared to compensate you. Shall we say 1 million American dollars?
No way.
Very well then, 2 million.
You haven't got enough money to buy my daughter off.
Nonsense.
Joffrey, apologize to Mr. McDowell.
I will do no such thing. The man is beneath me, and so is his daughter.
I don't give a damn who you are. This is America, Jack. Now you say one more word about Lisa here, and I'm gonna break my foot off in your royal ass.
Pardon me?
Yeah, that's where you see that strong, like you said, fatherness comes out.
Yeah. He snapped out of it.
That was a good thing. That was for me, for him, that was a redefining moment for me, for him. And I was like, hey, there you go. That's a dad.
Yeah, it was excellent. And that's really kind of like
the
a
second
picture.
daughter? Hoochie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she was a total hoe, man.
The dog, Dottie.
Yeah.
The little ass dog. Dottie, get him.
Yeah, a little bitty dog. Yeah, like that dog's gonna do something.
Now I want to know. I wonder if it was planned or that was improv on the scene where he was going back and forth trying to get Akeem to come, and he was with trying to what do you call it, with the king and queen, entertain them, and then the doorbell would ring and he would run, and I wonder if it was improv where he ran and he fell when he tripped. I don't know if that was improv or he just happened to fall at the time and he picked up and they kept it in.
You know what? It could have been. I could have been actually. I do believe with you that might have been a mistake.
Yeah,
but it worked out perfectly. Here's the funny thing: you say that shit. Remember Titus World Slide?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Remember WWE? Titus came right down the ramp and slid underneath the ring.
Yeah,
it was a beam, and they kept going with it. So yeah, I do believe it was probably unintentional, and it worked perfectly.
And it flowed perfect.
Yeah, the way he turns around, just kind of smiles at him and just keeps on going.
That's a good actor. You take what happens and use it.
Yeah, that's what when I saw it, I was like, damn, that's funny.
Yeah, yeah.
And the music, the music made it seem like he did it on purpose.
Yeah,
like it actually happened.
Yeah.
Now here's the funny thing: was the music in it before it happened, and then they added it? Oh, we'll add music to make this sound even funnier, or did they decide to already do that so he was going back and forth? And he just accidentally tripped, or did he plan to trip on purpose?
Well, it's always
that's a question. I would love to be able to find out on lore if he actually fell down on purpose or.
I need a little bit more research on it, but yeah, I'll probably. Honestly, I think it was just a mistake, and it just like, oh, it went perfect. Let's keep it.
Yeah, it's one of those amazing things.
Well, that's the thing about great acting is that when it's done really well. You think things are improv that were actually done on purpose. Yeah, and vice versa. You can't even tell the difference between when they improv'd and when they were actually doing it on purpose because it's such great acting that it just fits into the movie. And you wonder, this seems so authentic, did he do it on accident or was it really on purpose?
I got a good one for you. And I can use us as an example. We do our recordings, we fuck up, oh man, we fucked up, let's just start over. Now we're like, let's keep going, Shawn's going to use it, hey! So we become good. So just like him, he's been an actor for many years. He knew how to go on. Like a rookie probably was like, oh, I'm sorry, we'll do it. He would have got out of character.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You got to keep rolling with it.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to part 1 of this awesome retro rewind. We are so excited to have brought our fresh take on Coming to America for your listening pleasure. Stay tuned for part 2, which will be coming out soon for your further enjoyment. Until we return with the rest of the review, Keep on thinking shit through, one podcast at a time.
Because the great essence, love of all, inside of me. Yeah. Sexy chocolate.
God damn, that boy can sing.
You must be crazy.
He good.
You must be crazy.